피친 치구만, 그지?
네. 여기는
안 돼?
이건 다 된 거잖아. 이제 나오는 것 같아.
나오네, 되네. 늦게 나온다니까? 피친 치구만, 그지? 누가 한 명 들어와 있잖아, 어떡해.
저 아니?
투명인데?
이거는.
오케이.
여기서도 혹시
여기?
여기는 안 돼? 이건 다 된 거잖아.
여기.
이제 나오는 것 같아. 저 아니? 투명인데?
마이크 테스트. 마이크 테스트.
여기?
된다. 이쪽이 여기냐?
네.
됐어. 마이크 테스트
중이세요?
세팅이 어려워져가지고.
마이크 테스트.
이제 마이크 이걸로 안 차실 거예요.
그래요?
네.
마이크 테스트.
우와. 그러면 그냥 이 마이크 이걸로 들어가는 거예요?
그냥 이제 말하시면 돼요.
우와.
그게 그거 아닌 거예요? 뭐지? 베트남에서
가져갔어. 출장 때.
조봉현 인지님 혹시
네.
기술팀에 이 LG 노트북에 쓰는 이거 파워 어댑터 기술팀 혹시 남는 거 하나 있어요? 없군요. 알겠습니다. 오늘은 스크립트를 해야겠네.
little one.
These mics will, they said, from now
Double?
on, these mics will do the YouTube job.
Okay. Alright.
But I don't know which of these two.
네.
둘 중에 다나 씨가 쓰실 건 어떤 거죠?
이게 방송 그거고 이게 유튜브.
둘 다.
오, 오케이.
지금 목소리 켜놨거든요. 아마 들어가고 있을 겁니다.
네. Oh, it's already on air. Okay.
What is
The YouTube is already on air
okay.
because the media team is
not here?
the business trip.
They are having a business trip to Vietnam. Lucky guys and ladies.
I'll be stressed out.
You would be?
Yeah, I will be stressed out.
I wouldn't be. I would just enjoy myself.
Grace will bring in the script.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure, could you run outside and like shout out at Grace like we need the script now. She might be taking our time now.
Why is it next to you?
Or yeah, you could do that.
For opening, I think, even if she doesn't come, that's fine. Sit next to each other.
Opening. The international headline is the
Yes,
problem.
but it's like the opening. Opening is not going to be the international headline.
Yes, should know better that it should be here today.
Yes, of course. Would be better. So we're printing. A beer? A beer festival.
Deming Beer Festival. Damien. Thank you, thank
She
you.
sounds so serious. Damian Margoli.
Magali. How do you read?
Hmm?
How do you read the fine print? I just enlarged the font size.
How do I read it? Keep squinting. No,
Hmm.
not really. Get lost. I put this for you, but
Oh,
I
thank you.
guess
Just don't have enough time now.
later.
Do it later. Good evening, Gwangju, and wherever you are, good evening or good morning. Welcome to Way Back with you from GFN. It's Monday, October 24th, 2022. Thank you for joining us on 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu. I'm your host, Yoongtae.
그리고 저는 여러분의 퇴근길을 책임지는 나나하입니다.
Well, 오늘은 you sound extra energetic today, Donna.
No, I'm just playing with my voice. I'm like, oh, I remember you telling me last week that people felt soothed and yeah, my voice was soothing and calming. So I'm
voice.
like trying to wake people up.
I like that. I like this wake-up version of Donna's voice.
Yeah, I can be diverse.
But what could be my voice? It'd be more like a doggy voice. 사람이다.
But it's usual. It's I think
Yeah.
people know that side of you. Like, oh, dear listeners, I hope you have fun. Everybody's having a good time, right?
Well, maybe I should go a little bit more. I don't know. More 약간 새침. More like. 네, 오늘은 월요일이고요. 네,
여자
차분하게
목소리군요.
시작해볼까요? No, it's 남자 목소리.
This is usually what you do.
No.
여자 목소리 할게요.
No.
오늘은요. 그렇군요.
차분한 목소리 월요일로 한번 가보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 오늘은 이제 월요일이죠.
Yeah.
네, 그래서 non-doggy voice, but with a little bit of calming voice. I'm gonna try this way.
And I need to check something.
What do you need to check?
Your plan
My plan
that
for
you had for the weekend. Did you clean up your house?
I did clean up.
One corner of it?
about I would say 50%.
Okay, nice
Yeah.
excuse to say that. Oh, I did something.
그래도 진짜 하긴 했어요. 진공청소기도 돌리고 청소는 다 했는데 my original plan was to clean and then tidy up one of the rooms that I haven't.
One of the rooms.
One of the rooms, because that's where I
Not the
put
house itself.
all the stuff. After I after moving into the place, there are things that have not been unpacked yet.
Okay, I feel like I'm your mom right now. 아들아, 청소 좀 하자.
네. 이번 주 중에 하려고요.
더 그렇군요. 또
그래도-
약속만 해, 약속만.
아니 그래도 진짜 청소는 다 청소기 돌리고 했어요.
오케이.
이 사진만 아직 제대로 못 풀었는데요.
그래,
I'm gonna
알았어.
do it.
차분히 하자.
오케이. 이거 왜 이렇게 힘들지 월요일부터. 네. 어쨌든 우리 청취자 여러분들께서도 혹시 주말에 계획해 놓으신 일들 전부 다 완성하셨을까요? 수행을 하셨을까요? 혹은 well maybe you ended up kind of like me 저처럼 하려고 했는데 그래도 50% 60%는 했어요. 그래도 여러분 네 like one step like at a time it's just still that's a one step.
Oh, I did. I went for a nature walk. It was lovely.
nature
Yeah.
walk. That sounds good.
Yep.
자, 그럼 오늘도 우물정자의 9870으로 주말 동안 계획대로 이것저것 끝내셨는지 저희랑 수다 하시면서 뉴스 쭉 들어보시죠. 오늘의 첫 번째 곡은 New Kids on the Block이 부릅니다.
Tonight.
채널
그죠?
Here in this part. Here in this part.
Yes.
Wait. I'm used to reading the script on the paper. I'm going to give you the computer. This part.
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm fine.
But just in case.
Nah, just don't bother.
You good?
I'm cool.
No.
As cool as a cucumber.
It's less worry for me.
That's
So,
you're doing
back
this
to
for
you.
yourself. I see.
Yeah, it's for myself.
Okay.
Here you go.
With two mics pointing at me, it's actually not that comfortable to have a computer too. Okay, sound off.
company said today its flight KE631 with 173 people on board overran the runway while landing in Cebu International Airport.
네, 이제 오늘의 Way Back with You 제대로 시작해 볼까요? 첫 순서는 Today's Headlines입니다. 10분 안에 오늘 하루 중요했던 이슈들 한국어와 영어로 재빨리 들어보는 시간입니다. We'll take a look at a news digest espresso by The Economist as well as enough news of South Korea and other sources, including BBC and CNN.
영국의 경제 전문지 The Economist지의 뉴스 요약 서비스인 에스프레소의 기사와 더불어서 우리나라의 연합뉴스, 영국의 BBC, 미국의 CNN 등 다수의 외신 기사를 함께 살펴보시겠습니다.
For the first international story of today, we go to China and we'll take a look at reports by BBC and Yonhap News. Xi Jinping, China's president, secured a precedent-breaking third term in power and unveiled the reshuffled leadership of China's Communist Party. The new seven-member Politburo Standing Committee is full of loyalists to Mr. Xi, including Li Qiang, the top party official in Shanghai, who was appointed second in command. On Saturday, the closing ceremony of the CCP's Congress was marked by the unexplained removal of Hu Jintao, a former president, from the stage. We'll give you more details in Part 2 Global News.
오늘의 첫 번째 국제 소식은 중국으로 갑니다. 우리나라의 연합뉴스와 영국 BBC의 보도입니다. 어제 일요일 중국의 수도 베이징에서는 시진핑 주석의 세 번째 연임이 확정됐습니다. 5년에 한 번 열리는 이 중국 전국 공산당 대회의 마지막 날, 중국을 이끄는 핵심 인사들인 최고 지도부가 확정되는 자리에 시진핑 주석이 첫 번째로 등장하면서 연임이 공식화된 건데요. 하지만 현재의 상무위원 7명 중에 4명이 교체가 됐는데 모두 시진핑 주석의 측근으로 선정됐다고 하네요. 이런 전망이 없었던 것은 아니지만 명목상으로도 세력 균형을 위해서 후춘화 부총리가 상무위원으로 뽑힐 것이다라는 예측이 있었는데요. 다른 파벌들은 단 한 명도 이 최고 지도부에 진입하지 못했고 이제부터 사실상 시진핑 1인 천하의 초장기 집권이 시작됐음을 전 세계에 알리는 순간이었다고 연합뉴스는 보도했습니다. 순차 통역으로 진행된 대면식이 끝난 뒤 한 외신 기자는 시 주석을 견제할 만한 다른 정파 소속 인사가 상무위원단에 단 한 명도 포함되지 않은 점이 놀랍다 하면서 이제 견제를 받지 않는 새로운 시진핑 시대가 시작됐다고 말했다고 하는데요. 더 자세한 내용은 2부의 글로벌 뉴스에서 전해드리겠습니다.
For the second international story, we go to the United Kingdom. It seems like we keep covering the heads.
Yes, the
of
heads of
different
the
countries.
UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rishi Sunak from junior ministerial posts to becoming UK's first non-white prime minister. On Sunday, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer officially entered the race to be elected Conservative Party leader as well as the Prime Minister of the UK. It has been widely pitched as one of the most remarkable political comebacks in British politics that have entered the race. Will the Oxford graduate 42-year-old second generation of Indian immigrants become the first non-white and the youngest Prime Minister in 210 years? That will come out late Monday, UK local time.
오늘의 두 번째 국제 소식은 영국으로 갑니다. 영국의 새 총리로 유력한 리시 수낙이라고 있는데요. 이 리시 수낙 전 재무장관이 영국의 첫 번째 비백인 총리, non-white prime minister가 될 가능성이 유력하다는 소식입니다. 인도계 이민자 가정 출신의 수낙 후보는요, 올해 42살로 영국 보수당의 대표 선거를 앞두고 현재 유일한 후보가 됐습니다. 얼마 전 프라임 미니스터 총리직에서 물러난 리즈 트러스 영국 전 총리와 그리고 그 전임자였던 보리스 존슨 영국 전 총리, 이 두 사람 모두 후보자 자격인 당원 100명의 지지를 확보하기 어려웠던 것으로 알려졌는데요. 영국 현지 시간으로 월요일 늦게 발표될 이 결과에 세계의 이목이 쏠리고 있습니다. 과연 영국은 처음으로 백인이 아닌 인도계의 총리를 갖게 될까요? 게다가 42살이라는 나이에 총리를 맡게 될 경우 영국에서는 210년 만에 최연소 총리를 갖게 되는 셈입니다.
For the third international story of today, we go to the US. Tech companies have spoken. The office is back and hybrid. Well, don't mistake, not the office, the movie kind, not the drama thing, but actually
US
the
TV
working
series.
office.
Yeah.
A new study by the New York Fed reveals the truth behind the flexibility of telecommuting. Fed researchers found that with remote employees, there is a significant decrease in time spent working. I guess people are just taking time drinking coffee and tea and watching TV or whatever,
Yeah.
even when taking into account the commute travel time. That explains the current trend of hybrid style of work hours, now considered a norm in Silicon Valley's tech firms, with around 3 days of work in the office and then other days working at the comfort of home. We'll give you more details in part 2 Global News.
자, 오늘의 퀴즈 문제와 아주 밀접한 관련이 있는 소식입니다. 오늘의 세 번째 국제 소식은 미국으로 갑니다. 그 중에서도 세계적 IT 기업들을 살펴볼 텐데요. 소위 빅 테크라고 불리는 이 기업들에서는 코로나19 팬데믹이 거의 끝물인 현재 하이브리드형 근무 시간이 어느새 대세가 됐다고 합니다. 일주일에 3일은 회사로 출근, 나머지는 집에서 일하는 형태인 이 하이브리드 근무 시간 제도. 회사 측에선 코로나19 이전으로 돌아가서 직원들을 매일 출근시키고 싶지만 직원들은 이미 재택근무를 선호하기 때문에 이런 형태의 주 3일 출근은 직원들과 회사 간의 사실상 절충점이라고 하네요. 과연 이런 하이브리드형 근무 형태는 앞으로 더욱 많아질까요? 아니면 줄어들까요? 당분간은 지속될 것이라는 시각이 많다고 연합뉴스는 분석했는데요. 미국의 IT 기업의 직원들은 이미 이 원격 근무에 익숙해졌고 회사로서는 온전한 사무실 출근을 재촉할 수 있는 명분도 현재는 강하지가 않다고 연합뉴스는 보도했습니다. 더 자세한 내용은 2부의 글로벌 뉴스에서 전해드리겠습니다. 다음으로 간추린 국제 소식 영어로 쭉 전해드립니다. Now we will give you some of the international news summaries in English.
First, Russia's administration in occupied Kherson reported an increase in civilians trying to flee Ukraine's advancing counteroffensive. Russia has ordered an evacuation of the city. Elsewhere, heavy Russian missile strikes on Ukraine's energy facilities left over 1 million people in the south and west of the country struggling with power cuts. The barrage is part of a campaign to cripple Ukraine's infrastructure.
Next, meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky dismissed Russian claims that Ukraine was planning to detonate a dirty bomb, saying they may be cover for the Kremlin to deploy such a weapon itself. The White House also played down the notion, suggesting it could be an excuse for a Russian escalation of its faltering invasion of Ukraine. Dirty bombs are explosives laced with radioactive pellets.
At least 2 people died after Hurricane Roslyn made landfall on the Pacific coast of Mexico, bringing with it a storm surge and dangerous winds. Hundreds of people have been evacuated to emergency shelters, but the storm is now weakening as it travels inland.
Next, an Iranian group hacked into the email server of a subsidiary of the country's atomic energy agency. The hacking group, Black Reward, said it was an act of support for the protest in Iran, which were sparked by the death of Mahsa Amini. Information from the hack was published online, including a clip reportedly from a nuclear site and personal information of the agency's staff.
Lastly, Slovenians choosing a new president picked 2 candidates who will enter a runoff next month. On Sunday night, with 64% of the votes counted, Anze Logar, a member of the former government, had won 34% of the vote. Natasa Pirk-Musar, a lawyer and human rights activist, had 27%. The election is seen as a test for the liberal government, which won power from populists in April. And finally, fact of the day, 30,000. The length of a string of genetic letters responsible for the nightmare of COVID-19.
자, 오늘의 숫자, fact of the day, 30,000, 3만. 이게 무슨 숫자냐면요. 코로나19 바이러스에서 발견된 DNA 중 일부에서 염기서열 3만 개가 이미 우리가 알고 있는 염기서열이란 사실이 발견됐습니다. 바로 모데르나 백신에 있는 염기서열이었는데요. 코로나19 팬데믹이 시작되기 3년 전인 2016년에 이미 모데르나 측이 특허 등록을 마친 염기서열이었습니다. 코로나19는 실험실에서 만들어진 바이러스라는 가설이 힘을 얻게 됐다고 영국의 에스프레소와 미국의 The Weather Channel 등이 보도했습니다.
What does this mean?
This means that
Somebody knew.
somebody already made synthetically combined these genetic strings in a lab, and COVID-19 virus might have been originated from a lab.
Da, 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 da.
We don't know. We are gonna see how the situation is gonna pan out, really. But let's move on to the next part. 자, 여기까지 지구촌 소식들을 간략히 살펴봤고요.
이제 국내 뉴스를 알아볼게요.
Let's come back to South Korea.
South Korean housing authorities and the land ministry are revising laws so that more apartment complexes will be required to make their monthly management fee or 관리비 available for public access. The revision of the relevant regulations, which is expected to be finalized early next year, will include any apartment complexes with more than 50 households rather than the current cap of 100 households to make their information available to the public. The law will also require the record of the residents' meeting or 입주자 대표회의 to be more readily available by publishing it online, for example, via YouTube.
오늘의 첫 번째 국내 소식입니다. 국토교통부가 아파트 관리비와 관련된 법안을 대폭 개선합니다. 아파트 관리비의 내역을 의무적으로 공개해야 하는 대상을 넓힌 건데요. 현재는 100세대 이상인 아파트만 관리비 내역을 공개해야 되지만 이걸 50세대 이상인 아파트로 확대하는 겁니다. 이르면 내년 상반기부터 나홀로 아파트 등 소규모 공동주택에 대한 관리비 통제가 대폭 강화되는 거죠. 더불어 입주자 대표회의 결과를 게시하거나 유튜브로도 이 반상회, 입주자 대표회의를 중계가 가능하도록 관련 법안도 개정한다고 하네요.
For the second domestic tour of South Korea, Korean Air Corporation said today its flight KE631 with 173 people on board overran the runway while landing at Cebu International Airport in the Philippines a day earlier, but no injuries were reported. We'll give you more details in Part 3, Korea Today.
Let's move on to the next part. 마지막으로 광주 전남 소식으로 가볼까요?
네.
우리 광주광역시 소식입니다. 한국 마이크로소프트사의 연구 개발 및 혁신 노하우를 지역사회에 전하게 될 연구 및 교육센터가 올해 말 안으로 전남대학교에 들어서게 된다고 하네요.
The Korean branch of Microsoft will establish a cooperative R&D Center at Jeonnam National University by late this year, which will share the knowledge and know-hows worth spreading. We'll give you more details in the last part of our show, Eyes on Gwangju.
다음 곡은 One Republic이 부릅니다.
Good life.
채널.
그죠?
아이고. Thank you, thank you. 네.
혹시
그렇다고 오 전기가.
electric
I was gonna think
Got
electric. Fantastic.
electrified.
오.
This electric energy of yours.
뭐 또 해야 되는 거 있을까요, 쌤?
지금으로서는 괜찮아요. 이제. 네. 그냥 Eyes on 광주 영어 부분만 그냥
영어 부분.
네 해주시면 돼요.
네.
So you want it back?
Huh?
You want it back? My computer?
아, yes. Camera back. Camera there. Right. Yes. Page.
Yeah.
10. Oh my gosh, I just, without knowing it, I blew my sigh into the microphone for YouTube. You might have heard a huge mic boom. Well, from today, dear YouTube listeners, 자, 유튜브로 듣고 계신 분들께는 네, 알려드려야 될 게 저희가 오늘 마이크를 바꿨어요. 유튜브용 마이크를 바꿔서
They took our good mics, expensive mics.
I prefer this. It's like
You do?
anything wired for tech people, anything wired is a lot.
Well, there's just
secure.
one mic sticking into you. I have two.
I have two.
Well, this is not really sticking. It's like hanging over
And
your
that's,
head.
that's for the celebrities, like, you know, when the
Nah.
prime minister,
Just imagine
the
my
important Congress people.
laptop here and then two mics. It's like yeah. Anyhow,
Well, we can
not complaining.
just that.
Not complaining.
Okay, me back
Just
to work.
saying.
Could you I'll be focused on. Could you let me know when
Okay.
10 seconds before we go on air? Welcome to part 2 of our show. Way back with you from GFN. It's time for Global News. 세계야 안녕. 주말 동안 잘 보냈니? 우리 광주는 월요일이고 오늘은 좀 활기찬 월요일인 것 같아.
Not like 금요일 같은 월요일.
Today it feels like Monday. Like Monday, that's like Monday.
You do look and feel more energetic to me. 네, 글로벌 뉴스 시간은요. 해외 이슈 몇 가지를 골라서 영어와 한국어로 자세히 들어보는 시간인데요. 여러분 또 바로바로 실시간으로 저희랑 얘기 나눌 수 있지요.
보물정자에 9870으로 문자 보내주셔서 저희 뉴스 중간중간에 함께 수다 하시면 됩니다. 예를 들어서 뭐 저도 이번 주말에는 미뤄왔던 이것저것 끝냈어요 라든가 웅태님처럼 60%만 끝냈어요. 네, 그래도 50% 넘긴 게 어딥니까?
아까 50%였는데 갑자기 또 6%로 60%로 올라갔네요.
I consider it 60% done.
30 minutes later, 70%. By the end of this program, I'm almost done. It was 99.
No, that's not gonna happen. Well, it was 60% from the get-go. If you heard 50%, that might have been just slipped out of my mouth.
Your unconscious, truthful mind.
No, that's the factual mind. Yes. All right. Well, how was your weekend, Donna? Did you spend like healing to recover from the fatigue of the week, or did you was it a little bit more tiring weekend for you? How was your weekend?
I had a lovely weekend with, like I said, walking in. You know this Yansang? Was it Yansangang? What is the river that goes from Gwangju to Naju, then to Mokpo?
Oh my gosh, I dozed
it's
off at the
Yansangan.
geography classes when I was in Korea. I mean,
The one
I
that
think
is
it's
right
like
here. That's right here in the
섬진강,
center.
영산강,
No.
광주에서 이렇게
연산강.
나주 쪽을 거쳐가는 게 섬진강인 것
No.
같은데요. 자, 여기서도 이제 청취자 찬스. 네, 청취자
Maybe it's
여러분,
Yansangan.
저희의 이 지리에 대한 부족이 이제 정보가 부족하기 때문에 지식이 상당히 낮아요.
Anyways, there's this river, and the sky was just blue, this beautiful color, and the weather was lovely. And I have this my favorite place where I want to just go by myself when I get tired from people, including you.
Wow,
Can you believe
thank
it?
you.
Sometimes I get tired. And you just go there and kalte. This is kalte heaven. It's just so beautiful there, so peaceful.
사실 이번 주말 날씨가 거의 끝판왕급으로 좋았다고. 저도 이제 저는 토요일 날 저도 날씨가 너무 좋으니까 나가고 싶었거든요. The nature was literally calling me.
Yeah.
Yes, not to the bathroom,
not too loud. Because
but
you still stayed at home.
yeah, but I decided I was sticking to my own plan, cleaning up and then more like just recovering by myself. And maybe that's
Dancing
why
with your vacuum cleaner.
I forgot. Yeah, you know what? If I had enough energy, I might have been dancing. 사실 제가 이제 진공 청소기로 청소할 때가 댄스를 출 수 있는 최적의 시간인데 이번에는 그렇게까지 힘이 넘치지는 않았던 것 같아요. 진공 청소기만.
I should have reminded you of that option.
Please let me know next time.
Yeah.
Hey, are you gonna do the
Are you
vacuum?
Cleaning?
Yeah.
Dancing, please, and
together.
proof some video, please.
Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. 자, 이렇게 주말 동안 뭐 하셨는지 저희한테 우물정자에 9870으로 please share with us what you did over the weekend to pound 9870. Just send us your text. Now, shall we move on to the wait. 7499님 바로 문자 보내주셨네요. 와우. 주말에 큰맘 먹고 서울 다녀왔어요. 작년에 유퀴즈에서 석파정 단풍이 나와서 이맘때쯤인가 보다 하고 보러 갔는데 아직 단풍이 단풍이 아직은
That's
아니야.
right.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not the foliage full season yet.
No. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Also, every time going outside. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. 하지만 7499님께서 이렇게 마무리를 지어주셨어요. 문자를. 하지만 우리 신랑 미술관도 데리고 가고 즐거운 나들이었어요 하고 보내주셨네요. Do you have any 인증샷?
신랑이 좋아하셨을까요?
좋아하셨을 것 같은데요.
It's like me going to museums with my kids and my husband, and they're like, okay.
하긴 이 미술관이나 박물관 별로 안 좋아하시는 분들을 데리고 가버리면은 약간 이제 그만 torture죠. 거의 그 가시방석에 앉은 것 같은 그런 시간이 될 수 있지만 왠지 7499님과 이 남편분은 미술관 아주 좋아하시는 그런 분들일 것 같아요. Yeah, let us know if your husband really enjoyed it.
Or maybe your husband can let us know.
Yes.
Secretly.
네, 남편분이 직접 따로 저희한테
사실은요.
문자 보내셔도 돼요. 사실은 말입니다. All right.
최은성 씨 갔어요.
We'll be waiting for your text messages from either side of the story.
Right.
Now let's move on to the international story of today. 오늘의 첫 번째 국제 소식은 아까 말씀드린 것처럼 중국으로 갑니다. 어제 일요일 중국의 수도 베이징에서는 시진핑 주석의 세 번째 연임이 확정이 됐습니다. 또한 중국을 이끄는 핵심 인사들인 최고 지도부도 확정이 됐습니다. 시진핑 주석은 이 최고 지도부 중에서 첫 번째로 무대에 등장하면서 연임이 공식화됐는데요. 하지만 BBC 등 여러 외신들에서는 단 한 명도 반대파나 다른 파벌이 최고 지도부에 진입하지 못했다 하면서 시진핑 1인 천하가 열렸다 이렇게 바라보는 외신 분석 기사들이 많이 보였는데요. 영국 BBC의 보도 내용 그리고 우리나라의 연합뉴스 보도 내용을 함께 살펴보시겠습니다.
Xi Jinping, China's president, secured a precedent-breaking third term in power and unveiled the reshuffled leadership of China's Communist Party. It was reshuffled in a very interesting way.
In a very influential way.
The new 7-member Politburo Standing Committee is full of loyalists to Mr. Xi, including Li Qing, the top party official of Shanghai, who was appointed second in command. On Saturday, the closing ceremony of the CCP's Congress was marked by the unexplained removal of Hu Jintao, a former president, from the stage.
So Hu Jintao is out of the scene, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take a look at the further details.
China's leader Xi Jinping has moved into a historic third term in power as he revealed a new leadership team stacked with loyalists. Observers say that now the Chinese Communist Party's Politburo Standing Committee, the executive decision makers, are filled with people that have been hand-picked by Mr. Xi. This shows he prizes loyalty over expertise and experience, according to analysis by BBC.
네, BBC 측의 보도를 보면요. 이번 최고 지도부 Politburo 커뮤니스트 파티의 Politburo Standing Committee의 위원들을 면면을 다 살펴보면 시진핑의 선발 기준은 loyalty over expertise and experience, 전문성과 경력보다는 충성도인 것 같다고 BBC 측이 보도를 했는데요.
The Politburo Standing Committee sits at the very top of the CCP and is the Chinese equivalent of the presidential cabinet.
이 최고 지도부 Politburo Standing Committee의 위원들은 중국 공산당 전체에서 최상부에 위치하는 의사결정 집합체입니다. 다른 국가로 치면은 대통령 내각이랑 비슷합니다. Presidential Cabinet이라고 볼 수 있죠.
Premier Li Keqiang, the country's number 2 leader, was not seen. He is among 4 men who have retired from the committee.
So Li Keqiang, as we mentioned, is now out of the political scene of the core decision-making group.
I'm guessing he was maybe a little bit of an opposition or something.
That's we are not sure about
We don't
that.
know that, right?
But yeah, well, let's move on to the next song. 다음 곡은 시아가 부릅니다.
It's a little bit early, but ho ho ho.
채널
그죠?
Executive Commission of the Standing Committee after a term of comment.
I'd like to just to say a couple of more words about no women at all in that. The page number 13 at the top, and 13. Then we can maybe move on.
Sure.
Bring my bottle of booze. Bye.
The song you just listened to was by SIA Sia. The title is Ho 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 Merry Christmas는 아직은 멀었죠. 네.
Yeah, I guess Sia wanted to celebrate something because she said, bring a bottle of booze and a friend.
Well, that's a party, definitely.
Let's make an excuse and pretend that you are my Santa or something. I don't know.
생각해보니까 이렇게 party 얘기하면요. I haven't really thrown my housewarming party yet. 아직도 제가 집들이를 안 했는데 네, 주변에서 압박이 슬슬 들어오고 있어요. There is an
Yeah, I
increase.
kind of gave up on you.
Oh my gosh, 아, 너무 크게 웃었어요. 네. You gave up on me. Please don't give up on me,
Yeah,
Dana.
well, maybe we can celebrate like the 5th anniversary of you living at that place or something. 5 years later.
갑자기 궁금한 게 사실 이 집들이를 하려면은 집이 일단 이사 들어가고 나서 you have so many things after moving into a new place, unpacking, and then you know, I mean, basically, it takes at least, I believe, about a month. At least about a month.
For me,
Yeah?
one evening.
아니, 사람의 삶의 형태가 이렇게 다를 수가 있는 건가요?
Yeah, really. Like, I'm surprising myself, I guess, when I moved, because we moved, what was that, 6 years? Like, we moved 3 times.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I can throw away so much stuff.
저는 버리려면은 이 셀렉션 프로세스만 한참 시간이 걸리기 때문에 저 같으면은 뭐 새로운 곳에 이사를 들어가서 아 이제 좀 생활이 안정이 됐다라고 느낄 때까지는요. At least it takes about a month for me to settle down in a new place. 자, 저희 청취자 찬스를 써야겠어요. I want to ask our dear listeners. 자, 청취자 여러분, 여러분의 경우에는 새로 이사 들어간 집에서 자, 이제 어느 정도 생활이 안정됐다. 그래서 집들이 해야 되겠다라고 느낄 때까지 평균 얼마나 걸리시나요? 저 같은 경우는 한 달입니다. 다나 하루 저녁이면 끝난다고 하고요.
Yes.
네.
This time, this new house we moved on, I actually came directly from the airport. And in the evening, I'm like, done.
Now you're listening to 2 extreme cases of settling down in a new place after moving in. These are very extreme, but 청취자 여러분도 알려주세요. 우물정자에 9870으로요. Please text us to pound 9870 and share with us insight into how long it takes for one to settle down after moving into a new place.
Speaking of cleaning up, just wanted to come back just a little bit more to this
Chinese cleanup
story. It seems like Xi Jinping cleaned up any kind of opposition or any different opinion, whatever, from his committee. And I just wanted to add that many people also noted that once again, no woman has made it into the standing committee, likely to be a disappointment to China's feminists, but really not a surprise.
Yeah. And also another fact, a lot of people believe that Li Chang, who walked out right behind Mr. Xi, it's not Li Keqiang. Li Chang is Xi's man. And this person will become the premier and therefore the one to manage China's economy. But some people believe that by making this person the premier of China, this sends a signal that Mr. Xi Jinping will not prioritize economic activity.
Because he's not really into economy, this Li Chang person?
This Li Chang
is not his strong case?
He's strong right hand, but the fact that himself is not taking over that position means his priority might be something else.
It's interesting this words play. She, he said. She, himself.
Mr. She.
Yeah. She.
And it's
Yes.
it's really confusing. Well, shall we
Yeah.
move to the next story then?
Yeah, I was curious about why that happened. What we're going to be covering right now is for the second international story of today, we go to the US and tech companies have spoken. They said the office is back and it keeps continuing being a hybrid. A new study by the New York Fed reveals the truth behind the flexibility of telecommuting. Fed researchers found that with remote employees, there is a significant decrease in time spent working. So that comes the question from me personally, like, so why do they keep doing it, right? Like if they see they work less.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a good reason. We will give
Mm.
you, hopefully, if we have time, as usual.
Alright. 자, 오늘의 세 번째 국제 소식은 미국으로 갑니다. 그 중에서도 세계적인 IT 기업들을 살펴볼 텐데요. 소위 빅테크라고 불리는 이 기업들에서는 코로나19 팬데믹이 거의 끝물인 현재 하이브리드형 근무 시간이 어느새 대세가 됐다고 합니다. 자, 오늘의 퀴즈 퀘스천과 아주 밀접한 관련이 있는 힌트죠. 일주일에 3일 정도는 회사에서, 나머지 한 2, 3일 정도는 집에서 일하는 형태인 이 하이브리드 근무 시간 제도. 네, 당분간은 이게 미국의 테크 기업들에서는 지속될 것이라는 시각이 많다고 연합뉴스가 분석했는데요. 살펴보도록 하죠. Let's take a look at the details.
The shift to remote work following the COVID pandemic has dramatically changed the way employees use their time. People have changed their work habits. They are adapting to a new lifestyle and are even deriving value from it. They have more time to focus on work. Time is saved standing in traffic, hallway conversations, etc.
네, 이런 식으로 이제 재택근무가 점점 혼합된 형태인 하이브리드 근무 제도가 많아지면서 이 근로자들이 오히려 평소에 일하는 시간에 커피를 마시거나 또는 회사로 이동할 때 길에서 버리게 되는 이 모든 시간들을 더 많이 절약하기 시작했다고 하는데요.
In the US, almost half of the employees, 45%, work at least part of the time from home and 15% of them only work remotely.
미국에서는 이미 전체 근로자 중에서 45%, 거의 반 정도가 집과 일터에서 함께 일하는 혼합 형태의 근무 제도인 이 하이브리드 형태로 일하고 있는 게 벌써 45%나 된다고 하고요. 이 중에 이제 전체 중에 15% 정도는 완전 재택근무라고 하네요.
Yes, and we will keep talking about that
Let's
after
move
the
on
song
to
break.
the next song. Peter Elias가 부릅니다.
Better alone.
채널
그죠? Any messages from Friday?
Oh, let me check. The ones we couldn't read from Friday. The ones we couldn't read were two. Okay. And
The bottom of page 16.
Hmm?
Could you just keep continuing because I think it's fun to.
yeah. Continue from where you continue just from where you want to keep going.
But
Oh, the song you just listened to was Better Alone. And yeah, for a lot of people, if you work home alone, that's better alone probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
because well, I don't know because a lot of people, employees who work at home, confessed that they do more laundry. It's interesting because if you don't go out, it seems like you don't wear a lot of clothes that you need to wash, but
Mm.
still they find an excuse to do more laundry, taking naps, and do errands during normal work hours.
Mm. Well, that makes
Oh, they
sense.
also, yeah, they sleep more,
Mm.
which seems like they reduce total working hours, but maybe that's not the case
It
because
has become more efficient
mm,
because they're spending all those times off their work hours, and yet their productivity has not gone down.
yeah, sleeping is good
And
and
taking a
resting is
nap,
good. Your
yeah.
body is rested, your brain is well rested.
I mean, besides laundry, you don't really hand wash them. The washers do the job. All you have
Well,
to do is
unless
just.
you want to exercise.
But in the modern world, I would do the same thing. Like just put the dirty clothes in the washer, set the timer, and then just keep working. That's kind of what I do occasionally when I do the 빨래방. 아직 제가 이제 그냥 돈을 아끼고 싶어서 아직 그 washer 세탁기를 안 샀어요. 왜냐면 집 앞에 빨래방이 있거든요. 그러면 약간 아직 세탁기를 안 산 이유가 뭐 중고로 사면 싸긴 하지만 앞에 빨래방 걸어갔다 오느라고 조금이라도 운동이라도 더 하고 I can walk, and then walking is important. I can keep my healthy body up with walking from because I have to walk all the way from the fourth floor to the first floor, and then carrying the dirty clothes, and then I save money, save the planet, and it's like double pow.
Wow. I just remember myself being a teenager and doing all of this laundry by myself with my mom. Lots and lots of hours. So when I imagine you just carrying this basket, put it inside and pushing the button and telling me that, oh, this is a way, it's a great way to exercise. One part of me just wants to laugh at you.
Well, in terms of the cultural diversity
That's
and
not
stuff,
cultural diversity. This is just how old I am, I guess.
but we're just like not so many years apart. It's more
Oh, maybe
about
because I was actually helping my mom to do it and you didn't know what it is.
I was helping my mom too, drying the clothes
Why are we
after
talking
she
about
pushed
the
the buttons.
yeah, okay. Why are we talking about the laundry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to go back to the story because to me in the beginning it looked kind of controversial. Like, okay, wait a second. The employers, they see that the people who work at home, they seem to spend less hours, but still they want to continue that. So I was
Right.
asking myself, why? And I think we have the answer.
Which is?
Which is some of the employers said that we were never big believers in counting hours because even when working from the office, you can waste time on things that are not really super effective.
Right. 자, 이 450명의 직원을 고용하고 있는 Agree라는 기업의 설립자 Gal Scholz는 이렇게 얘기를 했어요. 원래 근로 시간을 일일이 따지는 거에는 별 의미가 없습니다. As long as the employees bring out the same productivity and with the same work rate, that's what matters, not the work hours.
Right, so this
Yes.
person also adds that working hours not important. People are trying to connect to, like, it's just like a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be work or life. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
connecting to that, we have a question.
상품이 마구마구 주어지는 라이브 퀴즈 타임입니다. 오늘의 문제는 방금 알려드린 소식과 아주 밀접한 관련이 있어요.
What is the type of the work system that combines working in the office for a few days and another few days of working at home?
네, 이게 오늘의 문제입니다. 출근 며칠하고 재택근무 며칠 하는 이런 식으로 근무지를 혼합한 형태의 근무지회도를 뭐라고 할까요? 세 가지 보기 드립니다. Three choices. Number one.
Hybrid work system.
하이브리드 근무제도. Number two.
Hail Hydra work system.
헤일 하이드라 근무제도. Number three.
Jamjamyeon system.
짬짜면 근무제도. 네, 정답을 우물정자에 9870으로 보내주시고요. To pound 9870. 맞추신 분들 중에 몇 분 추첨해서 다음 중 하나를 선물로 보내드립니다. 건강한 삶과 다이어트를 책임져줄 라이브 피트니스에서 피트니스 3회 무료 이용권 준비해 주셨고요.
3 vouchers for a fitness program.
엄마의 마음을 담아 천연 유래 성분으로 만든 순수주의 세제 하우스에서 아기와 어른이 모두 사용할 수 있는 고농축 EM 아기 세탁 세제 세트를 준비해 주셨고요.
Laundry detergent.
전 세계 25개국으로 고품질 마스크를 수출하고 있는 숨랩에서 숨쉬는 초청정 마스크를,
Easy breathing mask.
모던에서 당신이 원하는 모든 것을 이뤄보세요. 광주 상무지구 모던 성형외과에서 피부관리 이용권을 협찬해 주셨습니다.
Voucher for skincare treatment.
다음 곡은 AJR이 부릅니다.
Way less sad.
채널.
그죠?
Okay, bathroom break for me. PD님, PD님이 이쪽에 저한테 그 마이크로 말씀해 주실 때요, 볼륨이 예전보다 많이 작아져 있어서 거기 쪽 볼륨을 올리는 방법이 있을까요? 네, 예전보다
지금
네,
괜찮아요.
지금도 조금 커지긴 했지만 예전에 비해서는 딱 볼륨이 반 정도밖에 안 돼요. 누르는 걸 깜빡했네요. 예전 볼륨에 비해서는 딱 한 반 정도로밖에 안 들려요. 네. 네, 아마 바꿔서 그런 것 같은데. 네, 나중에라도 꼭 기억하셔서 볼륨을 좀 높여주셨으면 좋겠어요. 네.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Monday evening second half. Did you have some Monday blues or did you have some Monday highs like my partner here is having? 이제 2022년 10월 24일 월요일 Way Back With You 3부 시작할 시간인데요. 저는 여러분의 저녁을 책임지는 다나고요.
And this is Yoon-tae. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in. Now it's time for Korea Today.
네, 아까 글로벌 뉴스 순서에서 해외 소식을 먼저 살펴봤지요. Korea Today에서는 한국의 국내 소식을 깊이 살펴보는 시간입니다.
And at the same time, I've got to mention that I definitely feel better. I think it's a better Monday for me. Yeah. And also, I want to ask, dear listeners, 8060님, 잉보! 하고 문자 보내주셨는데요. 8060님, 정답 맞추셨고요. 자, 지금 7499님께서는 아까 남편분이랑 이렇게 어떤 사진 보낼지 고르고 계신 걸까요? And also, I want to ask, 2580님도 듣고 계실까요? 네, 이따가 좀 더 이런저런 질문 한번 여쭤봐야 될 것 같아요. Let's move on to the next song. 자, 한국 곡을 많이 들어보는 시간이죠. IVE가 부릅니다.
My Satisfaction.
Channel.
그죠?
Oh, that was my satisfaction.
Nice ending. I am really satisfied with the ending.
My satisfaction.
And that's it.
Yes,
like,
yes.
It's like on point.
That was kind of a little surprise end at the end of the song.
Oh,
that was by Ive.
Speaking of surprises, the next piece of news we want to cover, the first time I saw the covers, like the article itself, with the picture.
Mm.
First, I was surprised and then worried, and then after reading it, I might say I was quite relieved.
Yeah, because the photo itself, as we were taking a look at it, it looked like it kind of crashed really bad.
Right.
Yes, yes. Well, we're going to give you the story first and then talk a little more about this story. So, what do we know about this story?
Korean Air's flight KE 631 with 173 people on board overran the runway while landing at Cebu International Airport in the Philippines a day earlier, but no injuries were reported.
필리핀 현지 시간으로 어제 대한항공 여객기가 필리핀의 세부 공항에 착륙하는 도중에 활주로를 이탈한 사고가 발생했다는 소식입니다. 다행히 부상자는 없는 것으로 알려졌는데요. Let's take a look at the details. 오늘 대한항공 측에 따르면은 필리핀 현지 시간으로 10월 23일 23시 7분경 승무원 11명과 승객 162명을 태운 대한항공의 여객기 KE631기가 악천후 속에서 착륙을 시도하다가 활주로를 이탈하는 사고가 발생했습니다.
A damaged Korean airplane remained stuck in the grass at a central Philippine airport Monday after it overshot a runway in rainy weather the night before. No injuries were reported among the 162 passengers and 11 crew members who escaped from the aircraft using emergency slides.
여객기는 세부공항의 기상 악화에 따라서 두 차례 복행, 이제 두 번 착륙 시도하려다가 다시 올라가고 착륙 시도하려다가 다시 올라가는 이 복행, go around라고 하는데요. 이렇게 go around 절차를 두 번 이행했다가 나중에 절차에 따라서 착륙을 실시했습니다. 이 과정에서 착륙에는 성공을 했지만 활주로를 벗어나서 동체가 파손됐습니다. And what about the situation at the airport?
Dozens of flights have been cancelled, and Mactan Cebu International Airport, one of the country's busiest, remained closed due to the stalled aircraft at the end of its lone usable runway.
이 세부 공항은 활주로가 하나밖에 없기 때문에 대한항공기가 이렇게 활주로를 이탈한 채로 동체가 잔디밭 쪽에 놓여 있기 때문에 다른 항공기들이 비행을 할 수 없는 상황이었다고 하는데요. 사고 직후 현지 소방대가 출동을 했고요. 해당 여객기에 탑승해 있던 승무원 11명과 승객 162명 모두 비상 탈출 슬라이드, escape 슬라이드를 펼쳐서 안전하게 탈출을 했습니다.
The terrifying close call prompted a public apology from Korean Air's president and a vow from one of Asia's most prominent airlines to take steps to prevent a recurrence.
사고 원인은 현재 파악 중이라고 하고요. 국토교통부는 해당 여객기가 파손된 상태로 활주로 인근에 정지하고 있기 때문에 세부공항 활주로가 폐쇄된 상태라고 역시 발표를 했습니다. 한편 우리 국토교통부 측은 항공정책실장을 반장으로 사고 수습 본부를 설치해서 피해 상황 파악과 사고를 수습하고 현지 공관과 항공사 등의 연락 체계를 구축해서 사고에 대응하고 있다고 밝혔습니다.
Taking a closer look at the damage of the plane, the front underbelly of the plane was sheared off and its nose was heavily damaged. Oh, I cannot, I imagine the belly, then the underbelly, and the nose, almost like talking about a person.
A person, yeah.
The plane lay tipped forward on a grassy area with its front landing wheel not visible and emergency slides deployed at the doors. A ripped open hole was also visible at the top of the plane near a front door. And that was, I guess, my surprise point. Like it looked like it really crash landed, but actually it didn't. Everybody is safe.
Right. One of the most recent updates that just we checked was that 세부 막탄 공항에 당시 계기 착륙 시설 ILS가 작동이 중단돼 있는 것으로 확인이 됐습니다. It has been confirmed that one of the devices that navigates the airplanes from the airport at the airport that stopped operating at the time, which must have misled the plane when it was trying to land. 낙후된 공항 시설과 악천후 그리고 브레이크 시스템 고장 등의 겹악재 속에서도 이제 단 한 건의 인명 피해가 없었다는 것이 다행이라고 이런 반응이 나온다고 하는데요. 공항의 NOTAM 운항 정보 공사를 확인한 결과 세부 막탄 공항의 ILS는 9월 2일부터 11월 2일까지 unserviceable 작동하지 않는 상태로 확인됐다고 합니다. So one of the South Korean newspaper media confirmed that one of the important navigational system from the control tower of the airport was not operating.
So what they're saying is that the plane itself and the crew, they did everything right,
they
and
could.
there was no damage to the plane or to the brakes or
There
the
was a
landing
brake
system
system failure as well. So this is a multifaceted
on both
accident.
sides.
Right, both sides,
Mm.
both the old system of the Cebu airport of the Philippines, and then also the plane's brake system failing.
Okay.
And then what was making the situation even worse was the
weather
weather
conditions.
condition was
Mhm.
one of the worst.
Wow, triple damage, triple. Yeah, like we said before, it's terrifying. I cannot imagine. Oh, maybe I can. I don't know if you were there on the plane, seeing what is happening, and then seeing your plane kind of like crash landing slowly, and then knowing that everybody is safe. Whew,
Right.
what a relief.
Yeah. 우기홍 대한항공 대표는 현지 항공 당국, 국내 당국과 함께 정확한 원인 규명을 위해서 철저한 조사를 진행하겠다고 밝혔고요.
A thorough investigation will be performed together with the local aviation authorities and Korean authorities to determine the cause of this event. That's what the Korean Air President Woo Ki-hon said in a statement earlier, and just like we mentioned, some of the reasons already have been found.
우 대표는 또한 대한항공 안전한 운영에 대한 약속을 지키기 위해서 최선을 다하고 있으며 재발 방지 조치를 수립하기 위해 최선을 다하겠다고 밝혔습니다.
The company remains committed to standing behind its promise of safe operations and will do its very best to institute measures to prevent any recurrence, he said also.
So taking a further look into what actually happened at the time was that the Airbus A330 flying from Incheon, South Korea, attempted to land twice before overrunning the runway on the third attempt, according to an official statement from Korean Airline Corporation. So because of the bad weather and presumably because of the failure of the guiding system from the control tower of the Cebu airport, and because of the brake system failure of the airplane, it tried twice to land, and then on the third attempt, it went for the body landing.
So, and also my understanding is that that happened at night.
Right.
So
was
the
at
weather
night.
conditions
Visibility
were
was
not really
extremely
helping.
limited.
So they must have relied heavily on the signals given by the tower, and if that didn't go well, probably that was one of the really big reasons behind this.
Yes. Taking a look at a similar previous situation, in 1981, a Korean Airlines Boeing 747 jetliner overshot the runway while taking off from Manila's international airport and skidded to a stop at the edge of a major highway. The accident injured more than a dozen of about 350 people on board at the time, but that was in 1981, more than about 40 years ago.
And since then, well, at least to my knowledge, there wasn't something that was like a really bad crash with people injured. What I hear about Korean Air and also Asiana, another Korean company, that the crew is they really know what they're doing. Like in this case, I guess this is what also happened. They assisted people out before anything could have happened.
Right. Well, now taking a look at the previous record, the 1981 near crash situation. At the time, the plane hit a concrete fence and skidded to a halt on its belly, similar to the accident that happened this time. When the brake system or the wheels failed to operate for those planes, the pilot has no choice but to attempt the crash landing or the body landing. 이렇게 이제 브레이크 시스템이 고장 나거나 아니면은 추락의 위험이 존재할 때 파일럿들은 항상 동체 착륙을 시도하는데요. with its front section frighteningly protruding over a busy side of road of a key highway south of metropolitan Manila at the time.
That,
that was the
sounds
situation
quite
in
dangerous.
1981.
It's not just like it's landing into the grass. It's just
Yeah,
landing
it
into the
slid
highway,
all the way to the grass.
and then cars. Was there like a crashing? I don't know any details about this one.
Well, after the accident of yesterday, Korean budget carriers' flights bound for Cebu are being affected by this accident, with Jin Air flights from Incheon to Cebu diverted to a nearby airport, and Jeju Air's flights from Cebu to Incheon under delay, according to South Korea's ministry.
So the reason is basically because they cannot use this lone, really important runway that is blocked. Not really blocked, but kind of like at the end of it, there's this plane sitting there.
Yeah.
Why cannot they move it? Oh, because they need to probably investigate it or
Investigate the cause. Yeah. And, well, when this kind of thing happens, I'm glad that nobody was injured. 부상자가 한 명도 없었다는 게 정말 다행인 사고였는데요. 살펴보니까요.
Even though I'm sure there will be some psychological trauma happening there, and I'm really hoping that people who were on that plane, they can be assisted with some help, psychological help.
Yes. And also 이건 영화 같은 데서 많이 나오는 건데요. 보통 이 비행기에서 비행기가 좀 많이 떨리고 이럴 때 기장이 This is Captain speaking. This is Captain speaking. We just have a slight technical problem.
Slight technical problem. Everybody's like shaking. Masks are falling.
네.
It's just a little slight one.
비행기를 타면서 보통 이렇게 정말 문제가 발생해도 기장의 안내 방송은 항상 네, 작은 기술적인 문제가 있습니다. 네, 곧 해결될 예정입니다.
Yeah, just stay with us. Just stay with us. Sit. Yeah, sit. It's okay. Yeah, I guess the team, the crew, they need to go through a lot of training just to be calm.
Stay calm and just
to support the passengers.
Right, the psychological support.
Mm-hmm.
저는 어느 정도 자신이 있어요. 네, 저는 자신이 있는데.
Oh, someone said sitting in a chair on the ground.
근데 제가 보기엔 우리 그레이스 작가님 같은 경우에는 조금 어렵지 않을까. 네, 약간 뭔가 일이 일어나면은 약간 당황하실 것 같아요, 왠지. 다나 씨의 경우에는 되게 이런 비상 상황이 발생해도 everybody, it's okay. Yes,
we're gonna die, but we're gonna die together. That's fine.
Just a little bit earlier.
I'm praying for you.
Oh my gosh. Right, let's move on to the next song. 다음 곡은 New Jeans가 부릅니다.
Attention.
채널.
그죠? That felt like a long segment. Thank you.
Thank you. That one really was a long segment. I don't know what happened.
I don't know why, yeah.
Did you keep the quiz part? Good. the song you just listened to is one of the newest girl groups that are considered kind of the dark horse of the K-pop scene these days. New Jeans. 방금 들으신 곡은 Attention이었고요.
Do you like new jeans or old jeans?
I like ripped jeans.
So new jeans that are being ripped.
Old jeans or yeah, new jeans that are ripped for the fashion.
I like jeans that make me feel comfortable.
Comfy jeans.
Yeah, usually the stretchy ones. And I noticed that as I get older, I
Yeah.
prefer, and you can probably see it, I prefer clothes that are just comfortable, not squeezing anywhere, so I can just breathe freely,
Oh.
eat as much as I can. So jeans are like not my favorite anymore, I guess.
Well, I guess 저는 지금 jean을 입고 있는데요. 아직은 약간 저는 다리에 이렇게 붙는 jean이 좋아서 특히 제가 I'm not really that tall. I don't consider myself tall at all. I think I'm a little bit shorter to South Korea's average male height. And so for selection of the jeans, I go for a little more tighter jeans around
Skinny.
my not really super skinny jeans, but like mid skinny jeans I would say because like with this makes me look at least around average height.
Really?
Yeah. If I wear
Jeans?
baggy jeans or baggy clothes, especially
You look more
baggy pants,
grounded.
I look like a midget. 네,
What?
약간 이렇게 펑퍼짐한 바지를 입으니까 제 체형이랑 안 어울려서 약간 이렇게 되게 되게 키가 작아 보이더라고요. 그래서
That's how you feel.
yeah, I realized that 약간 다리에 좀 붙는 청바지를 입으니까 그나마 작은 키를 조금 살릴 수 있구나. 네, 이런 이걸 알게 돼서 그 다음부터는 약간 붙는 바지를 좋아하게 됐어요.
Yeah, in my case, I more and more I'm looking into clothes that make me feel comfortable. Fashion, nah, not so much. Height, nah. Do I look skinnier here? Nah. Like I guess I'm at this age now where I don't care how I look to other people. I have this luxury of I'm older now, so 눈치 안 보입니다.
저는 아직 약간 사람들의 시선을 신경을 쓰는 편인 것 같은데요. And yeah, I mean, one of the biggest reasons why I started to practice the intermittent fasting, benchmarking Dana's activities, and also the reason I lost weight. I mean, I ended up losing weight by trying this rigorous diet. I became a dieter myself. The reason was because I realized that I couldn't fit into my jeans my favorite jeans. 아직까지는 그래서 저는 바지를 더 큰 걸 사기보다는 몸을 맞춰야겠다. 왜냐면은 I basically gained weight for about 4 kilograms above my average weight, and I
Last year?
The alert was on. Like it was people. I'm like, you gotta lose some weight, man. And it was
I'm with you on that strategy. Like, I don't want to buy bigger clothes. I have tons of clothes from years. Yeah, before I bought, and then like, okay, for now, leggings.
leggings sound good too.
It's just too bad that you cannot enjoy leggings.
Yeah.
Leggings are so comfy.
Maybe I should start wearing some of the leggings. Yes.
Yeah, and speaking of something that we want to give you a chance to win and to participate in our program actively, the question for our quiz time.
상품이 마구마구 주어지는 라이브 퀴즈 타임. 한 번 더 문제 읽어드릴게요. 일단 우물정자에 9870을 전화기에 딱 넣어주고요. Pound, punch in, pound 9870 on your phone. And what is today's question, Dana?
What is the type of the work system that combines working in the office for a few days and another few days of working at home?
오늘의 문제. 출근 며칠, 재택근무 며칠 이런 식으로 근무지를 혼합한 형태의 근무제도를 뭐라고 할까요? 세 가지 보기 드립니다. Number 1.
Hybrid work system.
하이브리드 근무제도. Number 2.
Hail Hydra work system.
헤일 하이드라 근무제도. Number 3.
Jamjamyeon system.
Now you're reading it properly as I wanted. Yes. 짬짜면 근무제도. 우물정자에 9870으로 지금 바로 정답 보내주시고요. 다음 곡은 2PM이 부릅니다.
I'll be back.
저희도 돌아올게요. We'll be back. 채널.
그죠? Have a pen, please.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't taken a look at that one. What was I gonna do? Oh, you finished reading the English parts? All look good? Okay. Oh, the Korean branch of Microsoft. Start confidence. Establish continue to the Korean branch of Microsoft. Recently signed a business agreement to establish. Establish innovation hub at the campus. On campus. All right, welcome back to the last part 4 of our show, way back with you from GFN, Gwangju, South Korea. It's the evening of October 24th, 2022, Monday. The temperature outside the studio is 11 degrees Celsius, that is 52 in Fahrenheit.
Yeah, this is the last week, official full last week of October, isn't it?
Right, right. 아, 생각해 보니까 오늘이 진짜 10월 달이 이제 거의 막바지에 접어들었네요. 와.
네, 4부에는 광주 전남 지역의 소식을 살펴보는 Eyes on 광주, 그리고 여러분의 이야기들 모아서 저희 란치 시간으로 이야기해보는 Chat with you double time 소스가 준비됐지요.
That is right. 생각해 보니까 올해 10월은 다른 해랑 좀 달랐던 게요. The Chuseok, the Korean Thanksgiving holiday, seemed to have come earlier than other years.
And I also feel the difference in all of the festivals, festivities, and people just going out and
Right.
having fun, revenge on Corona maybe, or we are bored. Let's have some festivals.
That's the second difference that we feel compared to other recent years. 이제 코로나19가 거의 정말 끝물이라서 그런지 주변에 둘러보면 지역 축제, 여기저기 지방자치단체들에서 여는 축제들이 정말 엄청나요. 엄청 많은 축제들이 열리고 있고요. And also the rice harvesting seems to have just started, which is kind of later than other years.
Oh, I can say that I can prove that because I live in this area of Gwangju, which is kind of like countryside, and I see those machinery going. Like I think maybe this is my first time actually seeing how it's done.
저도 어제 순창 쪽으로 가다가 보니까 아니 보통 10월 이렇게 중순쯤이면 제가 기억하기로는 이미 뭐 추수가 거의 끝났거나 중반 정도일 텐데 이제 막 추수를 시작하는 그런 모양새라서 다른 해랑은 좀 다르네, 평년이랑 좀 다르네 이런 생각이 들었는데요. Please correct me if I'm wrong, especially our farmer JK님. 저희 항상 이렇게 청취자분들 중에서 이렇게 농업에
Expertise and
종사하시는
experience.
네,
Yeah.
농업 전문가 farmer JK님 혹시 듣고 계시면은 올해 평년이랑 비슷해요? 아니면 네 맞아요 평년보다 좀 추수가 늦었어요. 이렇게 자세한 내용 알려주시면은 저희도 좋고 네, it's mutual benefit.
Learning, mutual learning. Yeah.
Yes. 자, 그럼 오늘의 마지막 소식으로 슬슬 넘어가 볼까요? 우리 광주 광역시 소식입니다. 한국 마이크로소프트사의 연구 개발 및 혁신 노하우를 지역사회에 전하게 될 연구 및 교육센터가 올해 안으로 전남대학교에 들어설 예정이라고 하네요.
The Korean branch of Microsoft will establish a cooperative R&D center at Jeonnam National University by the end of this year, and is going to be sharing the knowledge and know-hows worth spreading.
Let's take a look at the details. 스타트업 기업들의 역량 강화와 해외 진출을 지원하는 이 한국 마이크로소프트의 혁신 허브가 전남대학교에 설립된다는 소식입니다.
An innovation hub of the Korean branch of Microsoft, which supports startup companies' competency enhancement and overseas expansion, will be established at Jeonnam National University.
오늘 광주 광역시 측에 따르면요, 광주시, 전남대, 한국 마이크로소프트 주식회사 그리고 주식회사 디모아는 최근 혁신 허브 설립을 위한 업무 협약을 맺었습니다.
According to Gwangju Metropolitan City Government, Gwangju City, Jeonnam University, the Korea branch of Microsoft and DMOA Corporation recently signed a business agreement to establish the Innovation Hub.
광주시는 행정 서비스와 홍보를 지원하게 되고요. 전남대 산학협력단은 교육훈련을 그리고 세미나 포럼과 운영 등까지 맡게 된다고 합니다. 그리고 이와 관련된 공간도 모두 전남대 측에서 제공을 할 예정입니다.
The Gwangju government will support administrative services and public relations. Industry University Cooperation Foundation from Jeonnam National University will be in charge of education, training, and operating seminars and forums, as well as providing spaces for them.
한국 마이크로소프트사의 경우에는 기술 지원과 인적 네트워크를 활용한 창업 생태계 조성에 주력하게 됩니다.
The Korean branch of Microsoft will focus on creating a startup ecosystem by utilizing technological resources and human networks.
한국 마이크로소프트 라이센스 총판이자 클라우드 전문 파트너사인 디모아사는 클라우드 기술 컨설팅과 기술 개발 교육 활동에 협력하기로 했습니다.
DMOA is a licensed distributor of Microsoft Korea and a partner specializing in cloud. The company decided to cooperate in cloud technology consulting and technology development training activities.
광주광역시는 올해 말에 이 G&R Global and Research Hub가 전남대에서 문을 열게 되면 IT 플랫폼의 활용법, 해외 투자 유치 방법 등 창업 성공 경험을 기업들이 더 쉽게 접할 수 있을 것으로 기대하고 있습니다.
The government expects that once the Global and Research Hub opens at Jeonnam National University at the end of this year, companies will be able to easily experience successful startups, such as how to use the IT platform and how to attract foreign investment.
네, 다음 곡으로 넘어가 볼까요? 이찬혁이 부릅니다.
파노라마.
채널.
그죠?
Okay, here. Okay.
Now I remember that is the Akmu's guy because you mentioned before that there was his song and then after that was her song. I'm like, I remember now. Panorama
That's right.
is the brother.
But today, after this one, it'll be Boa's song, a different one.
For change.
Okay, today we were, dear YouTube listeners. 자, 유튜브로 듣고 계시는 청취자 여러분, 오늘 같은 경우는 저희가 평소랑 조금 다른, 뭐 마이크도 바꿨었고, 약간 improvisation을 할 일이 좀 많아서 사실 티가 안 났겠지만 상당히 신경이 좀 많이 쓰이는 하루였는데요.
Changing computers and reading from
네.
paper.
But now everything is almost done. This is Chat With You time, where we can talk about everything we want to talk about instead of news stories. After we gave you all the stories about different political stories and air crash landing.
No, we can still, if we feel like it, we can continue talking about those stories.
Well, I would prefer just chatting away for the rest of the show. Yes.
It's part of our life as well. So.
Yeah. All right. Let's turn to some of the text we've gotten. 자, 보니까 2580님 오늘 혹시 듣고 계신가요? 저희가 금요일에 2580님이 보내주셨던 문자를 미처 못 읽어드리고 그냥 지나갔었어요. Our texter 2580 sent us this on Friday that we couldn't read. This person said, 국대 선수들, this means national South Korea's national football team, men's football
Yeah, we
team.
talked about football at the
Yeah.
time.
국대 선수들 경기 전까지 부상 없이 좋은 성과 있었으면 좋겠어요. GFN에서도 많은 응원해 주세요. 파이팅! 이라고 보내주셨었네요.
Oh, I know a fan who will be cheering them up all the way.
아, 네. 근데 진짜 경기가 이제 딱 지난번에 방송해드렸을 때 금요일이 30일 남았었으니까요. 이제 그로부터 토, 일, 월 이제 한 26일, 27일 정도 남았을 텐데 I really hope the players of the national football team they will just go all the way to the World Cup without getting injured. Please.
So I wonder about the time difference. The matches will probably be
I'm looking it
live,
up. Qatar
right?
local time. 자, 2022년 월드컵이 열릴 이 도시의 이름은 오늘의 문제가 아닌데요. 네. 카타르죠. 카타르. 카타르의 현지 시간 지금 확인해 보니까요. 1시 41분. 오후 1시 41분이고요. 날짜는 똑같습니다. 월요일 오후 1시 41분이니까요. We are 6 hours ahead of them. 우리 시간에서 6시간만 빼면 낮밤 안 바꾸셔도 됩니다. 단지 카타르는 우리나라보다는 6시간 늦은 편이네요. 늦네요.
So would you say that the matches are usually put in the second half of the day or the first half of the day?
Not in the morning, usually in the daytime. But Qatar being super hot,
Probably evening.
yeah, a lot of matches have been arranged to be held in the evening, I heard.
Okay, so I will be hearing a lot of at night.
아마 우리 새벽
then,
시간대,
like
예, 새벽 시간대에 열릴 것 같은데요. 저희가 뭐 확인을 해봐야 되겠지만 일단은 제 짐작에는 대부분의 월드컵 경기들은 아마 우리 시간으로는 새벽 시간대나 늦은 밤이 되지 않을까 싶습니다.
Yeah, no sleep for me.
Well, for me, work is the priority, so I'm gonna be sleeping, and then I'll give you the stories the next day probably.
Really? So you're not that big of a fan?
Well, I'm a huge fan, but work comes first. All right, well, shall we slowly move to the next song? 와, 다음 곡은 이거 보아 뱀이 아닙니다. It's not the boa constrictor. 어린 왕자에 나온 그런 보아 뱀이 아니라 근데 Boa was a famous singer. I mean, she is super famous. One of the first South K-pop generations that went overseas. Only one. 들어보시죠. 보아 채널.
고정. Now she's doing a lot for those singing competition programs. I see her
she's
a
the
lot. Like producer
review
or whatever.
panelist.
Yeah.
심사위원. I need to promote this. 별 14일에서 20일, 14일에서 20일 사이. 오케이.
Do we have more text to talk about?
Oh, yes, we do. Like here. We can read Namaste-님. Oh, sorry.
You can do it, and I will just
in
look.
case. Oh, you can check it from there?
No, I can't. But I mean, like you can read it, and I will chime in.
Okay, yes. Then. The song you just listened to was by Boa, B-O-A, and the title is Only One. 너밖에 없어.
What does BOA stand for?
I used to know that a long time ago, but not anymore.
Getting older.
That's right. Well,
That's okay.
but-
I still have this image of this boa constrictor around somebody's neck.
That boa has nothing to do with that constrictor. But there was a famous, my favorite J-pop artist from the 90s. 제가 좋아하는 일본 가수 중에서
Let me guess.
90년대. Yeah.
Cobra?
No. King Cobra.
Oh, King
No,
Cobra?
no. 우타다 히카루라는 90년대 중반 후반 그리고 2000년대 초반에 상당히 명성을 날린 댄스 가수가 일본에 있는데 이 우리나라의 보아 그리고 일본의 우타다 히카루 이 두 가수가 제가 보기에는 이 스타일이 비슷하면서 되게 쌍벽을 이루는 둘 다 상당히 재능이 다재다능한 사람들인데다가 자기 곡을 직접 작사 작곡하는 프로듀싱 실력이 뛰어났고요. 그래서 이 두 사람이 가끔 우타다 히카루 곡 들으면 보아 생각나고 보아 생각나면 우타다 히카루가 생각이 나고 그래요.
Who was copying whom?
No, I think they were good partners in terms of the in being in the same industry.
You mean partners, they knew each other or they just did their own thing?
I think there were some collaborations as well between
okay.
Boa
So
and
they might have
Utada Hikaru.
influenced each other, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure internally there were a lot of competitions going on. 혹시 청취자 여러분들 중에서도 저도 우타다 히카루 노래 알고 있어요. 혹은 곡 좋아해요 하시는 분들은 네, 저 혼자 외롭지 않게 우물정자의 9870으로 네, 여러분의 서포트를
외로우세요?
No, I'm not known. Just
I'm
saying.
here by you, you know, like,
I
oh, you
know.
like that? Okay, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Exactly, you
but
don't
that's
know
fine.
anything. By the way, we're running out of time. 나마스테님, 2029님, 정답! 땡땡땡땡, 큰 무제. 운전하느라 몇 번인지는 못 들었네요. 하지만 주관식으로 맞춰버리셨네요. 정답입니다, 나마스테님. 네, 그 다음으로 오뚜기님, 7447님, 오뚜기 출첵합니다. 정답은 앵번. 정확히 맞춰주셨네요. 두 분 다 정답. 네, 저희 그리고 다음으로 넘어가네요. 저희 다음 곡으로 넘어가야 되는데요. 좀 이따가 급히 홍보 드릴 거 하나 있으니까 이따 알려드릴게요. 일단은 다음 곡입니다. 비가 부릅니다.
라송.
채널.
그죠? So he went for this Latino vibe.
That was a kind of a trot with Taejina. Taejina is the father of trot in Korea.
Oh yeah.
So he collaborated with Taejina
for la song.
for this last song. This part is B, but
I
the
think so.
hook is by Taejina. This part. That's a pretty hip song. I like it.
Do we have the winners for today?
Oh.
And maybe Friday too?
I'll just choose. Why don't I? Yeah, it's okay. 8020. 74. 네, 작가님, 저희 오늘 퀴즈 위너요. 단톡방에 올려주세요. All right, the song you just listened to was by B and featuring 태진아. The title is La Song.
Yeah, I was going like in the beginning. It sounded almost like Latino, but then they went for a completely different kind of style
They
there.
did a pretty good job of collaborating by this dance music and then mixing it with the trot of South Korea and making it some like putting some
hip-hop in there.
Latino feel to it as well. Yes. All right, let's move on to 자, 그럼 슬슬 오늘의 quiz time 문제, 정답 그리고 당첨자 보내드려야 되는데요. What is today's question, Donna?
We ask you about this type of the work system that combines working in the office and then working at home for some days.
That's right. 자, 오늘의 문제. 출근 며칠, 재택근무 며칠 이런 식으로 근무지를 혼합한 형태의 근무제들을 뭐라고 할까요?가 문제였고요. 정답은 2번 헤일 하이드라. 이건 그냥 하이브리드라는 말이 들어가 있어서 제가 아무 말이나 만들어 보았습니다. If you're a Marvel fan, you would know. Number 3. 짬짜면 근무제도 짬뽕과 짜장면을 합쳤으니까 no. 오늘의 정답은요.
Number 1, hybrid work system.
하이브리드 근무제도입니다. 많은 분들이 정답을 맞춰주셨어요. 뭐 8060님, 오뚜기님, 나마스테님 그리고 또 많은 분들께서 문자를 보내주셔서 맞춰주셨지만 오늘의 상품을 win 하신 분은 Let's take a look at it 2145님이 오늘의 퀴즈 네 정답 그리고 오늘의 prize winner로 선택되셨습니다. Congrats, 축하드립니다. Alright, let's move on. 자, 오늘의 Way Back With You 마무리할 시간인데요. This show is brought to you by our awesome team. Engineer 조방현,
Writers 윤단 박은혜,
Producer 최항,
그리고 저는 나나한.
저는 유용태였습니다. Thank you so much, dear listeners, for tuning in. 잠시 후 8시부터는 GFN의 고품격 음악 방송 The Drop with Dano가 이어집니다. 저는 이만 인사드리면서 오늘의 마지막 곡으로는 다비치가 부르는 꿈처럼 내린 보내드릴게요.
And we will be back tomorrow for another episode of Way Back With You on GFN 98.7 FM in Gwangju, 93.7 FM in Yosu, and YouTube Live as well. See you tomorrow, everybody.
YouTube Love as well. Channel.
For somebody. 가정. YouTube Love. Yeah, some people can watch YouTube and make their own homes and stuff. Yeah, YouTube can be love.
There was a question. We need to let Unyan know whether we can attend December 2nd 망년회 end of the year party of GFN. December 2nd. That's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said might be able to.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too. Some socializing.
Yeah. That
Once
means we
a
might
year.
have to do the
Once a year.
means we might have to do the what is that
Talent show.
oh no.
You were
Pre-recording.
like doing this like. Da, 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 like